Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Grandpa Mark's Hobbies and build update number 7 of Revell's 68 Dodge Dart HEMI 2-in-1 kit. Hey, I got a bunch done here, man. I'm really moving along, and I'm getting real close to this thing starting to get put together. So let me move the guys out the way, and we'll get started here. I'm going to move the body out of the way here for a few minutes. I want to talk about let's talk about the interior first. I got it all put together. I took some my pastel chalks, just the black pastel that I got at Hobby Lobby forever ago, and I did the carpet. And check it out. That came out really, really nice. I went heavy on the rubber mat. I didn't want it to be black, but I didn't want it to be the same color as the carpet too. So I hit it and rubbed it in there pretty hard on that. And it shows up nice. So the interior's looking really good. The ashtray's in. The stick shift, I painted the handle a gloss black. And then the plunger, I painted I just hit with my Molotow pen. So there we go. I don't have the steering wheel in yet because I painted the back of my tack gloss black and it just isn't dry yet. So that's going to have to wait until next week, or well, I'll put it together tomorrow, but our next update. The next update. I'm hoping to have a lot more done. But here's one thing that I almost did not catch. And it would have really ticked me off because a lot of times I do things two-dimensionally, let's say. And I would have put this in here or put it in the body and then ran everything up and got the chassis in and would have been like, oh, you really screwed that up. And it would have been a major mistake. Because what I didn't even think of is when I put the center column in, the bottom of it's still white. So I will have to paint the center black because that'd really stick out like a sore thumb. I mean, it'd really stick out. So I cracked myself up a little bit. I'm glad I caught it. I do have it on the list of things not to forget. I just need to not forget to look at the list. So next thing I did is, I don't know if you'll even be able to see it, but I put a valve stem on all the rims. And while we're talking rims and tires, let me show you the tires. The tires I sanded down pretty good. They're going to look nice underneath there. But as you can see, once again, the Redline Monster got the best of Mark. I tried real hard. I had them all on there, and I looked at them, and not a single one of them was centered upright. And I just said, no, I can't do it. And I had to pull them all right back off. So I tried again, and I failed again. That's probably number 7,000. But it is what it is. Let's bring the body back over here. And I did a video showing how this sprayed. I used that Gallery GHAD 68 trigger pull sprayer and quick shine on there. I did a real light coat and then 2 real heavy coats. And then I let that sit for 2 days, I think it was. And I ran Tamiya's polish over it just to give it the shine. I'm not going for that deep shine because I can never get it with this titanium gold. It never happens for me. And I didn't want to take the chance of polishing through into the paint and then just really screwing it up. It got to a point to where I was like, that looks good enough. So I'm happy with that. The decals went down. Decal went down. Almost perfect. Nothing ever lands right for me with the decals, so I'll take what I can get with those. I like it. I really, really like the look that made for that that body. Just killer. This is one of my favorite cars ever made. And I don't know why. I think I just like that big box car. So let me pull the trunk lid off. Let me pull the hood off. I'm going to get my rag back out. I'm going to set it down, and we're going to flip this over and show you what I just spent the last hour on. We got a dome light. 2 wires. Let me light them up for you. This are the smallest stinking LEDs I've ever seen in my life. But dang it, are they nice and bright. So I put the LED in, and I used little pieces of my foil tape, and I taped it down all the way across. It's not super glued in. It's not anything like that. It's just taped right up close to the LED itself. And then I took just regular painter's tape, the green painter's tape that I use all the time, and I laid in strips to just kind of hide. You can still see the cord, and I'm never going to get away from that. But I was trying to hide it a little bit, and I think it did a good enough job. It's nice and bright. Once I get the interior on there and fire it up, I think that's going to rock. I really do. So let's get this out of the way before I destroy it somehow tonight. And we will move on. Let me grab the rear bumper. And I showed you one LED on there the other day, I think. Things are kind of running together. It was a busy weekend. But I got all 4 LEDs in place. And what I did is I put the foil tape on the LED just behind it. And I put my thumb in, pushed it in the hole, and rolled it to put that tape down. And then I super glued the LED in place. So let's light this up. And I'll show you. It's too bright. I will have to put a couple of resistors in here. But I never did that before. You know, with tail lights, I've always done the headlights and stuff like that, but that's pretty cool. I may never ever do it again either. But I had to do it once, and I figured this car I've done so much to, I want to do it all to it. As much as I can possibly do, I'm gonna do. Now we did the front bumper the same way on the turn signals. I laid the LED in, and then I rolled my thumb over, holding that LED in the hole, and taped it in place. And then I came back and put a little dot of super glue to hold it. The headlight I drilled in sideways, and because those LEDs sit flat and the wires come off on the flats, so I drilled sideways, and I got that thing in there and put a dab of super glue in there to hold it in place. And I'll show you, that super glue did give me a little bit of white in there, but when I put these lights on, that white goes away. This is harder than it looks. There we go. Check out how nice that looks. Those are bright too. Now, the headlights, I'm going to probably leave that white, just because I don't want to dull it out any by putting any of the, like, clear yellow or anything like that on there. And honestly, I don't think I even have clear yellow. I'm looking up at my paints, and I don't even think I have clear yellow. So that it is what it is there. But I do have clear orange, and I'm going to put a little drop of clear orange on both of these to make them orange. And I'm hoping that dulls them down a little bit too, so I don't have to run resistors to these too, and I can just run the wires together all the way to the back, and then solder them onto the board. I wanted to put a little computer board in there. It runs on a 9-volt battery, and I don't have enough room in the trunk for the 9-volt battery and the computer board. So it's just going to be an on-off, lights on, lights off. I can't make the turning signals flash or anything with what I can do with my Snicker bar fingers and the stuff that I have. So there's the headlights, the tail lights. Let me bring the body back over. I tried to do the markers, but with my damn eyes and Snicker bar fingers, I tried for over 2 hours, and I went through maybe a half a dozen or a dozen of the fiber optics, and they just kinked. And they kept kinking every time I try to tuck them up underneath where they would be out of the way. So I'm not going to have those. I'll come back and I will paint those with the orange and the clear orange and clear red, and I think that'll be good enough. So with that, that's a lot for a couple of days, and I'm really happy with what I've gotten done and where I'm at right now. I'm thinking that sometime next week, midweek, I should have this one wrapped up and ready for the show, which is awesome. I have the Eldorado that it's just driving me nuts that I haven't even started it yet. It's just such an oddity of a car that I want to get into it big time. So I keep saying I'm going to do it next, I'm going to do it next, I'm going to do it next. Well, it's going to get put on hold one more time because I got something huge that this shop just absolutely needs that I'm going to start, and I'm not telling you any more about it than that. You'll just have to wait. Pretty detailed stuff. It might take me a little while. So I might get it started, work a little while, and then for the first time that I can remember, I'll put it away because I want that Eldorado to go to the show. I want that to be right next to the Skyliner. But anyhow, that's the future. This is the present. I'm going to let you go. I hope you all have a great day and a better week. And I can hear the pup yelling down through the vent. He's ready to go out. So I'll let you go and see you next time.